knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway. Knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85.
Take a real Chicago, you can smell it in the air. There's a hungry team called the Soldier Field going nuts, jumping out they chair. Teams rather be anywhere but here. We don't care if it's below zero. Let it talk before the snow, we still gon' break holes. If we win the point flip, we choosing to kick. Cause we got a defense that love to hit. Polarize the link with our smash mouth beats. Slicing up teams like Mike Singletary. Forever repping the seat, making Papa Bear proud. Giving Chicago something to shout about.
We the Bears, monsters of the
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Panda and Grizzly Show. Bear down. I guess the little claw up. Crazy thing. Oh man, I'm Brian the Grizzly here. We got Bear, we got Grant the Cub. How you guys feeling?
Busy day today. Busy day for the Bears.
Busy day.
Well, I mean, we are officially 6 days away from the legal tamper period. So we're gonna start seeing free agents, but because of a trade today, we might not be looking at all guards. It might be something a little bit different. And what I'm actually going to read is the trade announcement from Albert Breer. It says the Chicago Bears trade for Jonah Jackson out of Los Angeles Rams. After Trey Smith was tagged, it's a pretty clear indictment of the free agency class. The reality is there's so much cap space now that most teams can keep whoever they want, which is why a guy is available is more important than ever. And the Bears traded a 6th-round pick to get this guy, Jonah Jackson, who was a Pro Bowler, who has been a Pro Bowler, and you guys did some research on him. So why don't you tell the rest of the world about who Jonah Jackson is? Baron, why don't you start first, and then we'll go to Grant.
So he's he's about to go into his 6th year. He's 28 right now. Mm-hmm. He was a part of Ben Johnson's system for 22 and 23. Yeah, he says he's a one-time Pro Bowler. He played 61 games over the past 5 years, which averaged around 11 games per season. But this last year, he played 4. He was injured for the first part of the preseason, played the first 2 games, re-aggravated shoulder injury, was out for the next on IR. So he was out for the next 8 weeks, played 2 more games, and then was benched. Then was benched in place for Avila. Avila's moved from center to right guard, and then the Limmer to play center.
Okay. All right, Grant, what do you have about this guy?
He had last year he played in 4 games, like Barron said, but he on his PFF grade in the past 3 years was this past year was 67.5, which is mediocre. It was a 59.7 in 23 with Ben Johnson, and then a 66.1 in 22. I think we used a Pro Bowler in 22. And this past year also had a run blocking grade of 68.8. And then he had this past game, the last game of the season against Seattle, he had a run blocking grade of 91.8. The things I've heard about him was that he's rough and nasty, something this O-line needs. Okay. And that his familiarity with Ben Johnson's system, that also is a plus for us.
Yeah. And I'll also add this kind of signals a change in how our run game and what our general game plan is going to be.
It seems like he's going more aggressive. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like instead of the zone running, more power running.
Yes. Because his pulling is off the charts. His pulling is off the charts for what I've read about him. So
okay. So do you guys like this move?
For a 6th-round pick, yes. For a 6th-round pick.
Low risk, high reward. That's what I would say about low risk, high reward. I mean, he could be at the least he can be as a backup, and then at best he can be our starting left guard going into the season. So we'll have to see what's going on with this.
Guard or center if he wants to.
No, he needs to be guard.
He needs to be left. He needs to be left guard. He needs to be a left guard.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's compare and contrast. Okay. So read his grades, his PFF grades for the last 3 years again, Grant.
Okay. Last year, only in 4 games, it was 67.5 for last year.
Mhm.
59.7 in 23, 66.1 in 22.
Okay. Would you rather a guy like that or a guy, this is player B, we don't not gonna tell you who he is, whose overall grade last year was a 75.4, his pass blocking grade last year was a 75.8, and run blocking grade was a 74.3. What do you
This is
think
Tevin
about that?
Jenkins, isn't it?
It's
This is Tevin
Tevin
Jenkins.
Jenkins. It's Tevin Jenkins. So everyone's saying good things about this, but is this really an upgrade or a downgrade?
I think it's a downgrade for somebody a bit more healthy. Because
Is he more healthy?
No.
You just said he just missed all those games, right?
He also had for 5 seasons. He plays the average of 12 games.
That's actually lower too, because think about it, if you added those 12 games that he didn't play last year,
yeah,
you will be at averaging 14 games a year?
14, 15 games a year.
Yeah.
So somebody's who's a lot more healthier for maybe a little worse.
Is he?
Is he been more available?
So how many games do you think Tevin Jenkins has averaged in the last 3 seasons?
Got to be around 15, 16.
He's averaged 14.8. How many games do you think Joshua is averaged?
13.
Jonah Jackson. So Jonah. So he's at 13.
Yeah.
So Tevin Jenkins actually is is healthier than Jonah Jackson. He's had a higher PFF grading. He's a better run blocker and pass blocker. He's aggressive. So, is this actually a good move?
Who we're going to get 6th round? So that's the question. Who we're probably going to get 6th round?
You wouldn't have to trade for Tevin Jenkins. He's there.
Right. But what it tells me is, what this move tells me is that, one, Tevin Jenkins is most likely gone. Okay. And two, it speaks familiarity because he played under Ben Johnson. So it seemed like a Ben Johnson move because he's played with Ben Johnson. He played under Ben Johnson 2 or 3 years ago. So that comes down to, I think that move was made with Ben Johnson behind the scenes with Poles making that move because of the familiarity aspect of it. That's what I can think of as far as this goes. Because Tevin Jenkins is the better player. If you go up PFF, he is the better player. But at the end of the day, you want guys. Ben Johnson wants guys in here that's familiar with his system. So,
but you can't teach him the system. This is a power blocking. I think they had the wrong system fitting for what they had here. And this is why I'm asking all these questions, because I'm going to give you a player C. Okay. This player C overall grade is a 69.9. Okay. His pass blocking is a 78.1. His run blocking is a 65.9. All right. Mm-hmm. He is 30 years old, and you wouldn't have had to give up a 6th round draft for him. This is Matt Pryor. Matt Pryor has a better PFF grading in all aspects than Jackson does right now.
Yeah.
So once again, I ask you, is this a good move or a bad move?
But like you said, that's an excellent question because look at the trades that Poles didn't have to make these last couple of years. The Ryan Bates trade, the Nate, or the Nate Davis signing. So a lot of times when you bottom of the barrel, we talked about this plenty of times with bottom of the barrel, trades, and you don't have to make these trades and stuff like that. This is what is going to be on Poles' resume going forward. Like I said, I think this is a depth piece, but also wouldn't be surprised they try to make him a starter, and then we'll be mad. We'll be like looking up in arms like, well, why we couldn't get a guard that can have potential to be a starter for the long period of time.
Or a guard that we turn around and see Tevin Jenkins become a Pro Bowler.
Exactly. And that's,
Yeah.
We got Alec in the building. What's up, Alec? Fly Eagles Fly. What up, my guys?
What's up, Alec?
Yeah, Deuce in the building. Bears got a good player. All right, we'll see that. I see you.
Yeah.
So Alex says, sounds like a bad move or a depth move. That's all it is. So and here's the issue I have with the being a depth move because we're paying him $11.8 million. Now, once again, I just said Tevin Jenkins is going to be a free agent. What do you think he's going to get on the free market?
Probably less than
about $11 million.
Yeah.
So you're literally taking a guy who grades more poor, who's not he's aggressive, but doesn't pass block as well. If Tevin Jenkins was the worst guy on your line, that means you had a pretty good line. So my overall point is I'm not sure this is a good move. But I will tell you this. This does say that free agency looks terrible. And they're not ready to really commit to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys think of anything else? I mean, because that's the way I see it. I think it's a bad move because of this.
Like I said, okay. I think what Poles and them are going off of, like I said previously, this is all about what he did in 22 and 23. It's not about what he did last year. It's about what he did in 22 under Ben Johnson. So this is a Ben Johnson got written all over it. So I think it's a def move. It should be a def move. We shouldn't have gave up that much for that def move. But I'm not mad at the trade. But if he is your starter going into the season, I do have a problem with that.
Okay. Well, here is another post we have from Matt Bowen. It's offensive line Jonah Jackson to Chicago. Interior mauler who can keep the pocket firm, powerful at the point, plays with an edge, latches on to defenders and moves them off the ball. Took reps at center and played terribly, below average on the tape. Better fit at guard. The question once again is he better? Is he better or worse than Tevin Jenkins? So, and if you want to really figure this all out, we traded Justin Fields for Jonah Jackson.
Yeah,
that's what just happened, guys. We traded Justin Fields for Jonah Jackson. That's.
I mean, that's. Look, it looks like that could be probably one of the if for the Steelers concerned, might be one of the best trades that just fell into their lap for a lineman if he stays there and starts. So, I mean, I don't know what to say about that, but I don't know. know.
I got one more thing to read. He says, so I watched the tape from Jonah Jackson Jackson's time in Detroit. When he was with Ben Johnson from week 1 performance against the Lions. When he was with the Rams, he's actually very agile for his size. He is very powerful, but he does seem to make mistakes. You need to have a very good center in order to keep him in line. I don't know. He sounds very much like Matt Pryor, guys. He sounds a lot like Matt Pryor.
But I just don't understand.
But more expensive.
I don't understand why you make this move and you don't have, when you know there's guards out there in free agency you could probably sign at the moment. Even though Trey Smith is gone, you still have capable guards you could sign for less in free agency. Instead of paying a guy $11.8 million, you don't know if he's going to start for you or not.
Because he's 28 years old and he's younger. That's what Ziegler is out there, but he's so old. That's the issue. Deuce comes in and says, I'm a Rams fan. I never understood why we got rid of Ernest Jones and now Jackson. And now it's Jackson. Bears did well. So maybe Deuce knows something that we don't know. Maybe it is a good move. More than a depth piece. But I'm not sure right now. But a lot of times, some of your parts can be more than what you're looking at. I could say his PFF grade is terrible right now, but maybe when you have if you put Dalman next to him, you put another good guard next to that, and then you have a rookie center, rookie left tackle, and we have our right tackle. Maybe the sum of those parts work.
Yeah.
Alex says, "Yo, Deuce, Ernest was your best linebacker. I don't get it. I agree with that. I don't understand, but you didn't want to pay him, or maybe he was a problem in the locker room. I feel the Bears could build it up through the draft and free agency and do it for less money. See, but here's the issue: the free agency looks bad.
Like we could get center, but who's going to be the guard?
Mm-hmm.
Who's really going to be the guard? It's going to be.
I got an option. There is an option out there where I could see us potentially. I mean, if you look at the combine, I know we're going to get to that in a minute. with Will Campbell's measurables, there's a possibility that I think we could look at. We should be able to look at is move Will Campbell to guard and maybe keep Braxton at left tackle.
Why would you do that?
Why?
Why would you do that
left tackle?
with the 10th pick?
I mean, I would say, I'm just saying, if you're going to start him off as a left tackle, if you feel there's no guards out there right now, because Trey Smith is obviously our number one target, he's not going to be there. So I think you have that talent. You can play him. You obviously wanted to move him to left tackle, but if you have Braxton already there, and it's hard to find, guard talent in free agency, or you got to look in the second or third round for a tackle or a guard, then I could say that's an option. Now that would be my first option. I'm just saying that could be on the table. I mean, it's options out there, but they're limited right now with this guard class right now in free agency. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Like right now, it looks like Mekhi Becton looks like the best guard right now.
And I don't want him. Even though he was good I don't want him. He was a bust before he got to Philly.
Yeah, but he was a bust at tackle. He's a good guard.
Yeah. But
so
he stay healthy too. Yeah.
Would you want Tevin Jenkins or you want Kevin Zeitler? Would you rather have Tevin Jenkins or Kevin Zeitler?
That's tough. But
now, so Tevin Jenkins is much younger. Zeitler is 35. He'll be 36 years old. But he's played 16 games last year. He played 16 games the year before that. So who would you rather have? A stopgap guy or a guy who could be great, but also could be out of there? Where do you land? Where do you guys feel?
And the stopgap would be what, Zeitler? That's a stopgap.
He's going. He's 36, but he's probably going to play on every single game.
I'll have to go with consistent. I mean, if you could give me 16 games of consistent football, I mean, that's hard for me to pass up, even with age. Where you can probably get, another guard in the draft. So I think you can probably develop.
Okay.
Because I don't know if Tevin wants to come back anyway.
Yeah.
If Deuce says Jenkins, my answer is Jenkins, and my answer is moving Jenkins to right guard.
He's better at right guard. He's better at right guard.
All the guys that are out there, I think Jenkins at right guard is a better fit.
He's better at right guard than left guard.
I could get Jackson at left guard, put Jenkins at right guard, put Drew Dowman at center, all of a sudden we're cooking with something. All right. Yeah. And we still have Matt Pryor as your backup guard for anyone who messes up. Matt Pryor is good and serviceable enough to be that backup, right? And then you draft the left tackle and you have them compete with Braxton Jones. Whoever wins.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way. That's a good answer for our line.
Okay. That could be a good answer for our line, but I got another line that I would not be mad at. If you mind me going over this line,
Zeus says it's a pure pain now. Cup 2. I don't know but you kept Matt Stafford, so you should be happy about keeping Matt Stafford, because the truth is, all the teams in the playoffs that gave the Philadelphia Eagles the hardest time, you guys were 20 yards away from beating them. You're the only ones. You're the closest team, so you're close to being there. And I think if you make it to the Super Bowl, you could win. That's how close this team is. Yeah, I'll be your guard, bro. Easy. Give me some big max stat. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, the Caleb needs to lock in, and he does. If you can get it, if you get your line together, you have to do it. Yeah. He said 14 yards away, pure pain. Honestly, it was the best game we saw all playoff long.
Yeah,
it was against the Rams, and the Rams could have won, made it to the Super Bowl, and another team that could really blitz before, could put pressure before, gave the Chiefs a whole hell of a time. And we could be talking about Matt Stafford being 2-time Super Bowl champion. They're that close.
Yeah.
All right, Grant, tell us what your idea is at line.
So I'm looking at it like this. I don't see us trading down, but if we trade down.
Stop trading. We don't trade down. We don't have top end talent. This is not a top end draft. This is why the Giants are even trading up. Like, this is not a top end draft.
It's not.
This is a starter draft where you're just getting guys. You're not getting any stars.
Yeah.
So you have a chance of getting a star. Why would you drop down when you have 2 second rounders and a third?
Hey, look, I'm telling you, polls. I wouldn't do it. I said I wouldn't do it. I said I wouldn't do it. But left tackle Braxton Jones, left guard Tyler Booker, center Drew
So we
Dalman,
did. So
right guard Zietler, and right tackle Darnell Wright.
But we already traded for Jackson.
We
we
already
already traded for Jackson, but he could be a depth piece, and you could
At $11.8 million a depth piece for $12 million.
Oh
we have no listen. Beggars cannot be choosers right now.
Beggars can be choosers.
No, we can't.
We're the NFL. You can be choosers. You can be choosers.
You're paying money, so you can't just pay. So I don't know. You guys know this. So me and Grant are in the restaurant business. All right, they tell them this all the time. You get what you pay for. So, but you also don't get someone who's just starting off and give them $85 an hour. Because that's just be wasting money. It's blowing money in the wind. Mm-hmm. So the same thing goes for your offensive line. You just don't throw money at the problem and think that it's going to fix your issue. So that's why you have to do the best, and that's why we're going to see what happens. Now, Jackson might be good enough to start, guys. We don't know. He might fit with the rest of the line. It's about the parts fitting in. Right. But I tell you this, we know what Braxton Jones is, and he's not a power running game. If that's what Jackson really tells me more than anything, he tells me that they're going from a finesse blocking scheme and the outside zone blocking scheme to a power blocking scheme.
So that screams more. We're probably going to go for Banks. It'll be probably Banks, Jackson, Dahlman, Jenkins, and Wright are probably also getting rid of Swift for another back.
No, Swift is staying.
No, Swift is staying.
Don't be surprised.
Swift is staying.
You want to?
I don't want him. I don't want him.
Why would you get rid of him? You just signed a 3-year, $18 million. You're not going to get rid of him now.
Why don't you want him?
You know who they're going to bring in? I promise you guys. Watch this. Mark my words, and you guys will be like, I can't believe he's right. They're going to bring in Nick Chubb on a 3-year on a 1-year contract for $3.8 million.
He said Nick Chubb
go play in the backfield with Swift. You know who he played with when we played with Swift? In college.
In college in Georgia. Yep.
Yeah. So Nick Chubb and Swift be in the backfield for the Bears with a brand new line. Watch Chubb come to the Bears.
Okay. I'll be opposed to it.
Yeah. That's what's going to happen. He's a better inside running threat than Roshan or anyone. All right. Rams need to get younger, and loads of guys cost money. Rams have a solid team, but now they need to build up. The snow game was crazy, dudes. I think that their defensive line is so young and so talented, and they don't have to pay them for 4 years. So they have room right now. And especially if Stafford takes $44 million, that's saving you $6 million. So Jackson is good. Watch him start. Maybe. You know, I'm hoping. And I'm hoping that was a good move, but the problem with Ryan Poles hasn't been, have a great track record with linemen. Rams need to draft the offensive line to help in the draft to help your QB out. They didn't know the defensive line. I think they know exactly what they need to do for the offensive line. Alex says he will start, but the QB needs to not hold on to the damn ball so long. And that's what happens. Caleb sitting there patting the ball, not calling on protections. He's calling the wrong protections out. He's not getting good pre-snap reads. He's not identifying hot routes. He's not seeing where the pressure's coming from. So he's not even deciding. He's changing plays without doing the basics. He's not understanding why you use motion to determine if it's man or zone. He's not understanding how you use the motion to get short crossing routes, but you're on your best player. He doesn't understand why we do things yet. So that's why he needs to start from ground zero and start all over and build up.
Footwork. You got to get that footwork together.
Sorry, Bears, not Rams. Yeah, I got you. So yeah, join that Chubb club, my boy. I think that's going to happen. I could see 2 years away from his knee surgery, him being a good back again and sharing the backfield with Swift.
I can see it.
And also remember this. I'll tell you this. I have not been a Swift fan ever. I've never been. I've hated him for years.
No, I hate watching him because he reminds
He
me of
always
like
wants to go outside.
yeah. He reminds me of like halftime. He just puts a blindfold on, just like runs wherever he wants to.
He doesn't watch his block. He doesn't play off his block. So that is my issue with him overall.
Yeah.
Okay. In other news, the Chicago Bears have said bye to a very popular linebacker. Do you guys know who we're talking about?
Jack Sanborn.
Jack Sanborn is no longer. They will not tenure him. He would have been worth about $3 million. They decided to say goodbye to him and say hello to some type of free agent signing, or maybe they give Noah Sewell a chance at outside at right as the strong side linebacker, or you use a corner, a strong corner like a lot of other teams do, play nickel or dime and have him make those plays.
So probably either Brisker,
Gordon. You probably let Gordon because he's your slot corner. He can play your strong side. You let Brisker also come off the edge off your with your safety, and I think you actually have pretty good safety depth. So I'm okay with all those moves. Yeah. So I think that's why you can let him go. Let Sanborn go be on a team, make a team, go make $4 million somewhere else, but not here with the Bears.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay with it?
Yeah, because
no.
Look, the off-ball linebacker market is pretty much like being a running back. It's the running back of the defense, I think, right now.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, good thing for the teams because there's a bunch of them around the same talent level. Bad for the players because they're easily replaceable.
Okay. Well, the reason why I asked that because we did see a running back just got a huge extension and a huge raise. Did anyone else see that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. So
if you saw it, what did you see?
$20 million for Saquon for the next 2 years. After his contract to be another 2 years.
Saquon's signed the deal, a 2-year, $41.2 million contract extension. The deal, which includes $36 million guaranteed in signing. Barkley is the first running back to get more than $20 million per year in a long time ever. And he has the ability to earn an additional $15 million in incentives and escalators.
He just reset the market, man.
He reset the running back market. So you talk about running backs are not that guy anymore. Maybe the Philadelphia Eagles fly are showing you that a great running back is worth his weight in gold as long as you have a line that is willing to block for him.
Yeah.
Not this running back class. I can see 20. I can see 25 would be good. I think
2025 is going to be great. I don't know what the hell you talking about.
This year, I think there's 25 running backs that can play in the NFL. There's 25 running backs that can play in the NFL.
That's good. That's a good number of running backs.
25 is a little bit high, but he's right. This is a great running back.
GD's going to be a stud.
He's not going to be.
No, I'm sorry. I'm going to say, okay, controversial opinion. Controversial opinion.
He's going to be a stud.
GD is the third best running back in this class.
No.
I know Henderson's above him.
Genty is the fourth best running back in this class.
No.
Henderson's better. I think Henderson's better. And take from me, from Michigan fan, he's better, and I think Hampton's better.
No, so yeah, there's no Omarion Hampton. I talked about this before all last week. Before all these words came out for what happened to Combine, Omarion Hampton is a better running back than Genty. He has less years on it, less tread going off of his tires. I think he's better.
Junkins had an awesome combine too. Junkins, he had an awesome combine.
Exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. I would say Travion Henderson is also who was a star, and if it wasn't for Junkins being in the same backfield, he would have even better numbers. But that saves mileage, right? So he's faster, he's big, he's able to do all the things. He can catch the ball. Travion Henderson is a first round draft pick talent that you're going to get in the late second or early third round pick. And then you got Quinshon Judkins, who might have been the most talented running back coming out of the draft, who's going to also be there in the third round, late third round. We're talking about guys that I don't even understand if you guys know how big Judkins is. He is 6 feet tall, 221 pounds, running a 4.40. That's how good he is. And you're talking about Genty, the 5'8", 211-pound guy who's decent speed, but there's nothing like beating in the NFL.
He practically got force-fed the ball at times.
Exactly. He was the only thing they could do. So that's why
we saw it at the Penn State game. We saw it at the Penn State, where if your team is good enough, they will shut him down.
But the problem, but the problem with Boise State though was their quarterback was terrible. So I mean, like
that's the thing. So they passed it, but gave him the ball all the time. I think Genty's the fourth best running back in this draft. I think Caleb Johnson's interesting too, but he's too slow. But Caleb Johnson's also interesting. So I'm just saying that Johnson is probably fifth, Genty's probably fourth, and I think any team that drafts him in the first round would be wrong, except for the Cowboys, because the Cowboys could draft him. He'd be the fourth best running back and still use him because they have no talent.
Nobody.
So you're comparing talent-wise, it'll be okay. But I don't think Genty is – I would not waste a first-round pick on him.
Yeah, I
think you get better running backs in the second and third round.
And I think even if you go in the fourth round, you have like Todd Brooks, who looked good. You have DJ Giddens. Yeah, you have two. You have a bunch.
You got Devin Neal.
We saw in that everyone's running 4-4. Everyone's running 4-4, and everyone could run.
Rashard Smith, from Arkansas,
convert wide receiver. Wide receiver ran 4-4.
Exactly. So I mean, and I talked about Jordan James last time we were here about Oregon. I'm just telling you that there are guys out there that can play this position that you don't need unless you're a superstar. And there's only like 4 of them. There's only like 4 of these guys that are superstars.
Henry, McCaffrey, Barkley, and Bijan Robinson. Those are only 4 I could really think of.
And I'll say McCaffrey.
Did you say Jacobs too?
No.
Josh, no.
No, I said Bijan Robinson.
That's not who I was going to have my top 5. My 4 there.
Jacobs not in your top 5?
No. Give me your list then.
Give me your top 5.
Saquon 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say McCaffrey 2. I'll say
McCaffrey
2.
With no ligaments.
When healthy. Number 2. When healthy.
He's going to be hurt. Like I don't know.
I said when he's healthy.
He will never be that again.
Well.
Yeah, it's done. It's done.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Bijan at 4, and I got Jacobs at 5.
Wow.
I'm sorry, no.
Who you got over Jacobs again?
Me personally, I could name a couple people I think are better.
Well, go ahead. Go with your top 5. I want to hear what you guys got.
Okay. So Barkley, Henry, McCaffrey, Robinson. And I'm surprised nobody remembered him. Joe Mixon.
No.
Wow. You guys are missing.
No.
You guys are missing it, man.
Joe Mixon, no. Over Jacobs, no. I forgot about Henry though. I didn't forget about Henry. Henry got it. Yeah, I forgot about Henry. But Jacobs, I feel like Jacobs if he's not 5, he got to be number 6. Jacobs.
I think you guys 10. Are missing a couple guys. Not even.
Montgomery or Gibbs. You saying?
And fucking Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
I gotta see more. I gotta see more. I gotta see more.
Jahmyr Gibbs has been great for. Okay, look, one is Saquon Barkley. That's no question. Number 1 is Saquon. Okay, Derrick Henry until someone knocks him off is number 2. I'm going to put Jahmyr Gibbs way over Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is not better than David Montgomery. So I'm going to put Jahmyr Gibbs way over him. And the stats will prove it. Look at the stats of Jahmyr Gibbs. Just check it out, okay? I'm going to put 4 Bijan Robinson, okay? I'm going to put 5 Probably won't like this. I like Brees Hall still at 5.
After last year,
even after last year, I'm gonna put 6. I'm gonna put Achan. I think Achan has a chance to still be pretty decent.
No.
I'm okay with Achan. And I'm gonna go Chase Brown over
Joe Mixon.
Over Joe Mixon. Yep.
After this last year.
I'll go Chase Brown. I'll go because I don't think 1 year determines what I'm going to do. Right. I'm going to go Kyron Williams, and then I'm going Christian McCaffrey,
Wow.
And right after him, I got Bucky Irving finished round up my top 10. And Monty's outside my top 10, but Monty is good enough to be there. Yeah. The move was smart. Howie is a genius. This what he does is sign these guys to big contracts, weeks to a year before a massive contract is paid out, and we pay him a fair amount, not top. Barkley is worth it. Watch it 1 year. Some other backs get near his money or more, and all this does is set up the Eagles' window offensively for 3 more years with our tight end, QB, wide receiver, and running back, and they have all of them already locked in. They do. So we got Zeus says Barkley is 1, King Henry's 2, Kyron Williams is 3, which I had in my top. You guys don't like
biased.
it.
He's biased.
I like Kyron.
No, but we got Gibbs 4, right? He has Monty 5.
I gotta see more. I gotta see more. I gotta see him as the feature back. I have to see him as a feature back.
Are you looking at his numbers? Have you any idea of his stats?
We're gonna see
any idea of his stats. How many rushing yards do you think he had last year?
He had over 1,000. He had over 1,000.
He had over 1,400.
Okay.
Over 1,400 with 16 touchdowns.
Okay, so
all
right then. So
over 1,000?
Is it him? Is it him? Or is the Ben Johnson effect? Is it the Ben Johnson effect? Is it him or the Ben Johnson effect?
Because Montgomery was good. Montgomery is a good
Montgomery
player.
Always been good. Montgomery always been good, though.
Always been good.
Is explosive. He's 22 years old.
We're going to see that.
And he's going to make, watch this. He's going to make $18 million. Watch.
Okay. Man.
He's going to make
my number 5. He's just averages 1,000 yards a season for the Princeton start of this year. He played. So this year he played 14 games, got over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns. So,
all right, guys, I'm just letting you know.
Hubbard is also underrated too from Carolina. Chuba Hubbard, he's also underrated.
And Kyrie Williams played 6 more games because he was hurt.
Yeah.
Said Alec has Barkley, Henry, Gibbs, Robinson, CMC. I think CMC is a thing of the past. He has no cartilage. He's going to tear his ACL. I mean, his ACL, his Achilles again. He has nothing there in his Achilles. Like there's a problem there for him. He is a problem, and as talented as he is, because he's ultra talented, he can't hold up more than 2 more years. He's ultra talented.
Yeah.
You know, I love him. He's not there anymore. He's just not there. Yeah. See? CMC is done. I'm not the only one who sees it, guys. I'm just telling you. As much as I like him, Christian McCaffrey is done. And it's not his fault. It doesn't mean like he's not a good player. He just can't do it anymore. That's a problem. And these young guys are coming for their head.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, now I'm going to turn my attention to what do the Bears do in free agency? And the number one thing that comes up right now is return of the Mack. What do you guys think of Khalil Mack returning for the Chicago Bears next season?
Okay, so look, the edge class is pretty much Khalil Mack, Chase Young, and that's really it. So
who the hell wants Chase Young? And there's
Josh
no
Sweat. Josh Sweat.
You have to pay for him.
You have to pay $20 million for him.
Mm-hmm. You're going to have to pay Josh Sweat probably $18 to $22 million. You could probably get Khalil Mack right now on a 1 year, $12 million contract.
I would love it. I would love the move. It's a complimentary piece, and he said there was rumors going around that he's interested in returning, and he wants to be a complimentary piece. He doesn't want to be the focal point of the defense.
He was a top 10 run defender on the line last year.
Yeah,
and he got 6 sacks. You know, 6 sacks sounds terrible. You know what 6 sacks would do for the Bears? It would lead the Bears.
Yeah.
If you have Khalil Mack on that line, what happens to Sweat?
One-on-one matchups.
Now he's able. You can't double and triple team him, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, Khalil Mack solves a lot of problems because now you can focus on maybe a defensive tackle, spend some less money on that, focus on defensive tackle, and then do something. Maybe you might even say, with my 10th pick, I'm not going with left tackle because if Mason Graham was there, I'm running up there to go get him.
Yeah,
running.
I don't know.
I'm living right now.
I don't know why. I don't know why is he falling? Why is he falling?
Defensive tackles, because defensive tackles, there's 31 defensive tackles in the top 100 of all the players coming out of this draft. That's why. You could get quality defensive tackle starter help later in the draft. So you get around 4 tackle who's going to start for you instead of wasting a top 10 pick. But I think Mason Graham is probably the best defender, the second best defender in the entire draft, right beside next to Abdul Carter. And the Bears need defensive tackle too. I would run if he's there. He's built for a 3 technique. You know, he's actually built as a nose tackle with 3 technique moves. So, like, if I had, I would. So for I will run, I'll sprint to him to get him. Yeah. And I want a left tackle.
You can't pass on the talent. You can't pass on a talent like that if he's there. You can't do it.
We did it.
We did, but we can't do it again. That could be a game changer right there with him in the fold. You got him, Mack, Javon, Sweat, game changer.
Javon needs to stay on the bench. Javon needs to stay on the bench. Billings is your dude.
Yeah.
Billings is your dude. And Javon could come in on pass rush, maybe, because Mason Graham is a good pass rusher too. So I don't know if that's the answer either. I'm just telling you, Javon might end up being a defensitive end. Playing the run when those other guys are not there.
That's pretty much, I think, what they're doing right now. That's kind of what they project him to be, like an end.
He's too tall. He's too tall. Alex says CMC when healthy is a top 5. I like him, but he's for sure falling off the cliff. Who are we going to say these guys are done until they say they are done? No, the league will let you know when you're done. Christian McCaffrey doesn't have any ligaments in his ankle. That's a problem. It's the issue. It's just what it is. And you know what? San Francisco is in such a problem, such a salary cap bind that they're getting rid of all their guys. Debo's gone. They're talking about still getting rid of Ayuk. With Debo gone, they're getting rid of Ayuk.
And then guess what? And if you're probably going to sign Purdy, congratulations. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, because Purdy is not as good without no talent around him.
He's a system player.
Yeah.
I saw last year. He is a system player. If the players aren't playing good enough, they're not going anywhere.
I agree. Okay, well, with that, all those things being said, is there a player that you are on a lookout for that you would love to have with the Chicago Bears?
Right now, I'm looking at Kelvin Banks, but
this is draft or free agency. Is there a player that you feel like fits and we would love to have here?
Dalman. Give me Dalman. That's the one.
Okay.
Give me Dalman. Give me Dalman. Give me Dalman. And for the draft, give me Banks. Just give me Banks. I don't understand why everyone's saying get Will Campbell. I don't want, his arms are shorter than Peter Skoronski, who was an amazing talent. They moved him to guard immediately.
Yep. I agree.
And Banks fits our style fits our new idea. Since he's more of a power-based player.
Yep. I agree. For me, I would love to get Milton Williams.
From Philly, right?
Yeah, he's going to be worth $20 million. He's going to be worth 20.
I'll pay it.
I don't think he's 20. I don't think he's 20 million yet right now.
I'll pay it. I'll pay
I think
15.
I think he's a 3-year. If I'm offering on contract, I'm offering, he's 26, so I'm offering a 4-year, $75 million contract. Right?
You think he's probably going? Do you think he's probably going to accept less than Oguzua, who just got a 4-year 80?
I think he could, because the fact is Philly can't bring him back.
And they got so much D-line depth, they can afford to lose him.
Exactly, and that's my thing. And as much as I think Milton might have been the best player on the entire line, so I would be interested in trying to get him. And I know I'm waiting for Alex to say something about it, but I think Milton Williams is gone. I don't think they can afford him.
No, he is gone. The question is where.
Here,
I hope
we have.
I think Milton Williams will be a great off the beaten path, not where everyone's looking, but I think he'll be a great fit.
Graham and Williams up the middle. Graham and Williams up the middle with Sweat and Mack on the outside.
If I get
Milton Williams, I am not going Mason Graham. Then I'm going Kelvin Banks. So that's So now I have my left tackle. I have my line set up both sides. I want to spend money on Milton Williams, who's 26-year-old, good defensive tackle that doesn't have the room left on Philadelphia. So, it's very rare that Howie Roseman can't sign them all. But there's money left on Saquon. I think they can't.
But hypothetically speaking, though, if we were to have that line, though, I'm just saying, with him and Graham up the middle with
but you
Sweat,
couldn't because
you couldn't.
Because Graham and Milton play the same position.
Right.
They play the exact same position, and that's the issue there with that.
Yeah.
Even though I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it.
That's what I'm saying. Hypothetically speaking.
You can't. Yeah, there's no way to do it. I think the Bears are actually going to also sign Amari Cooper and Drew Dowman. I think Drew Dowman will be their first thing that they're going to look for.
That's slot, dude.
And I think Amari Cooper will be Amari Cooper.
Yeah, at 1 year 5.
No,
that's interesting.
1 year 12. One year 12. Yeah, I think God was going to get too much money.
No, did he tear something in his knee? It was after a year.
Yeah,
Chris Godwin.
Yeah, his knee.
Yeah, so he was, he's definitely hurt.
Yeah, it was bad. Like he put an air cast.
I believe he dislocated his ankle
again.
Yes, I think that's what it was. He had his last major injury was the torn ACL. But he came back from that, and then I think he dislocated his ankle during the season, and that was big. So I think that's why but he's 29 years old. He's 29 years old, so I still think he still signs with a team that really wants to make a big splash. Could be Green Bay.
That's the second time he dislocated his ankle.
Mm-hmm. So
but Brian alluded to this too last week, and I think the week before. That tackle from Missouri is moving up draft boards.
Yeah, I said it.
And they were saying that the draft and mock draft, they got the Bears getting him at 10. That tackle from Missouri.
I don't think he needs to be a 10, but I think he's a 12. It's a 12 guy.
He's rising up draft boards fast.
Yeah, I think mostly because he's just explosive, very fast. He's a
freak of nature. Will Campbell is a kind of a freak of nature. I've seen his combine stats. So I just think.
No, but the thing is, like, they are freaks of nature, but based on explosion, they're better. But I seen Kelvin Banks versus Michigan. He couldn't get it. We couldn't get to him. That's one of the main reasons why
this is because you guys are more quick than you are powerful. I've been paying more attention to the Bears because they could beat they beat the Rams last year. I agree. They
didn't have Cooper Kupp or Nakua.
That's okay. What up, Anzo? So good. So no, I agree. I think Kelvin Banks makes a lot of sense for the Bears right there. Even though I told you that you're going to see some guys fly up the board, and it's because of the combine. The combine's always going to do it, but I'd like to look at
game tape.
How did you do in the season?
Game tape is the best. Game tape is the best way to figure out what type of guy you're going to get. Not measuring.
Yeah, and if I remember, Missouri did get beat. Like beat a lot just being out offense.
Yeah, but Mimbo is the reason why I said this because he's 6'4", 332 and runs a 4.9 40. That's
fast.
A monster.
Fast.
That's sick.
Yep.
That's
you know, to be his big and then his 10-yard was 1.74. That's explosive.
Yeah.
You know, his vertical was a 34. The dude's 330 some pounds, and he runs a 34-inch vertical with 115 centimeter broad jump.
Yeah.
The dude's a monster.
Would you sign? I was looking at BJ Hill from the Bengals.
No.
Would you look at him.
No. He's same level as Billings. He's just Billings.
Mm-hmm. So if I already had Billings, there's no need for me to go get BJ Hill.
Okay. Well, they're looking at Aaron Banks from the 49ers too for guard help. The Bears are also looking at him. I've heard.
I would go Zietler if I didn't want Tevin Jenkins. I would go the older guy and then look for a younger guy next year.
Yeah,
a younger star.
Yeah.
But I do believe we signed a running back. I wouldn't be surprised if you see us try to get Quinshon Judkins. Or
I want Henderson. I want Henderson.
I don't think Henderson's going to be there. I don't think.
I wish.
I know you said Chubb. I know you said looking at Chubb, but would you look at Najee Harris?
No. He doesn't play big.
He's too much of a finesse tiptoer.
Yeah, like Thomas Jones.
You're too big.
Thomas Jones was a monster, though.
He was a monster, but he was also a tiptoer too, though. At times.
No, but he ran a lot. He did a lot of bet. But the
No,
problem
he doesn't run over people. You're 6'2", 230, and you don't run over anyone.
And he was with a team that's very similar to the Bears. I mean, Pittsburgh Steelers are just like the Bears, but coached better with better ownership. That's literally what the Pittsburgh Steelers are. They're known for running the ball and being dominant at the run game. And if you can't do that and be 6'2", 240 pounds,
that's a problem.
Man, I can't help you, bro. I can't help you.
Warren was tougher. Warren was tougher than you.
Yep, Warren's a harder person to bring down. And if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers and I'm going to have Justin Fields being my running back, I mean my quarterback, then I need a running back that's going to actually run the other way and be physical.
Well, yeah.
So that is their number one choice is to bring back Justin Fields. I just don't know if he wants to sign back with them, but that's what they want.
I think he could get based on what I'm hearing. It's like he could get a decent amount of money. It's like, okay, I could go to the Giants and get 30 mil.
I think that's what Justin Fields can sign a 3-year, $90 million contract. And some team, if they could teach him how to win, he'll be a star. So dude says, yep, the Bears are getting a running back. We definitely are. I see it.
Yeah, and I see it probably around like
exactly.
first round pick. Round pick.
And
I think it's the first third round pick. Third round pick would be the running back.
If Judkins is there, I'm running it to the podium.
If Henderson's up there,
he won't be there.
If Henderson, Judkins, or Hampton's up there, get him.
Hampton's going to be a top 15 pick. Like 100%, he's going to be a top 15 pick.
Yep.
I think you have a chance of seeing Judkins be there the end of the second round. Possibly be the third round. If he's in the third round, then you're running up. You might even trade up to get him. That's how good he is. Yeah. And he'll work well with Swift. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm hoping that the Bears can figure out the offensive line. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. If you do that and your defensive line can follow, all of a sudden you're cooking with grease. You're finally doing something special. But until then, who knows what we're going to get?
Yeah. I mean, I just seen the thing today. Caleb Williams is putting in work as we speak. He is out there getting stuff together. So like I said, hopefully.
He don't need to be throwing nothing. He needs to be learning how to call a huddle, going out there, going through a cadence. He needs to go ahead and learn what it means to bring people in motion. What is he looking for? Trying to put people in the best position as they can, and go from there. And then the talent is still there. Talent was always there, but he needs to learn the offense. He needs to learn the details of the quarterback position to be great. If he does that, he will be. If he doesn't do that, he'll just be another dude that was talented that never amounted to what he could.
Yeah. Yeah. When does free agency start? What day is free agency open?
So the
12th.
legal tampering period starts March 10th, which is next Monday. So you can start seeing signings and all that stuff coming through, but it won't be official till the league year starts on the 13th.
That's what, Thursday?
Thursday the 13th, yes.
Okay. Can't wait. Can't wait. Can't see what we do and who we agree to terms with on March 10th. So we'll see.
So, well, y'all got Jackson down. Y'all will do well with a decent running game. I'm hoping we need it. We need a center that's going to be able to snap the ball and protect our quarterback and call out the right coverages and tell you what the protection that it should be going. And if we get that, all of a sudden we start doing a lot better. So I'm hoping, and that I'm hoping that Ryan Poles realize you got to spend money and go high draft picks to get these guys.
Yeah.
You can't keep on bargain basement hunting and think you're going to get anything but basement type of things.
Yep.
All right. You guys got anything else tonight?
Nope. Can't wait till free agency starts. That's it.
All right, guys. So we almost hit our hour mark. What was going to happen is the next week when we're coming in, we will talk about the Bears' moves. We will probably have 2 or 3 moves to break down and to look at, and then will help us determine what we're going to get for the draft. And we'll start breaking down some of the positions that we need in the draft and decide that. But we won't know that until we get to the free agency. So next week will be a big week for us, guys.
Yes, sir.
Al comes back in with his last thing. Only thing left to say is 2P inbound.
Watch out for those Commanders.
Yeah,
100%. 100%. All right, dudes. Appreciate you. Guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you next week. Same Bear time, same Bear channel. Hope we come in with a much better roster on the horizon.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
All right. See you next week.
See ya.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm very sure.
I'm very sure.
Later, guys.
We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so